Hello. How ironic. Same car, same life. Alright, let's get this old stripper pole and goddamn seatbelt. And then we're gonna start discussing topics yet again. Okay, so here's something that kind of comes to mind. That there's a lot of things that people that has added me on my Facebook when I done the countdown on YouTube Live a year ago. Those people are asking me to discuss something driving related, since I do these driving and traveling videos all the time. So here's something that comes to a lot of people's minds. Okay? What is black ice? Well, that's an easy answer. So, in terms, you'll hear a lot of, but let's just get to point A first before we get there. So, what is black ice? Think of other disasters like tornadoes, or think of hurricanes and flash floods, flooding, major flooding, and all these other weather disasters that has claimed lives, right? What the fuck is wrong with you? So, what is black ice? Black ice is just one of those invisible killers. And I believe it is the #1 leading cause of death in America. It kills almost 5 or 6 times more than any other disaster that we've seen in America. So, don't mind me being slow at explaining. People out here just don't know how to drive. So, black ice kills 4,000 or 5,000 people every year. It only happens once a year, and that's when the temperature drops below freezing. So what is black ice? Black ice is basically a small sheet of ice invisible to the naked eye. What does that mean? It's pretty easy to explain that. It means that you can't see it. Like, for example, when you drive on wet roads and you only have like a standard halogen light, like the lights I have on this car, I'm not sure you can see that or not. But when you see that, it's pretty self-explanatory. So basically, it's like a small sheet of ice that basically sticks on the road. It's a thin layer of ice, you can't see it, it's hard to notice. And the road, let's say a dry road, no ice, no liquid or anything, versus a thin layer of ice or black ice. Well, let's put it this way. You can't see the killer. I will tell you a little trick on how to be able to notice it, because you won't notice it when you're driving, but it does have its signals on when there might be black ice on the road. So I'll get to that in a minute. So it's a thin layer of ice that forms up on the road. and nobody can expect or see it because obviously it's not a major storm. It could be caused by rain, a previous snowfall, and in some cases it can even be caused by just rain. So basically, black ice is something you don't see until it's too late. You have no idea it's coming until all of a sudden you're spinning all over the place. And it, like I said, that is the number thing. Even it's not like a crazy weather kind of thing. However, I do believe that is a weather phenomenon that should be seriously taken, because it kills a lot more people than anybody could take credit for. But that's just Mother Nature, right? So obviously, here's some tips when it comes to black ice. So you want to drive a little slower, right? So even if everybody's behind you honking or whatever, guess what? Nobody's worth wrecking your car into something. Okay? Let's be honest here. Nobody's worth that. Nobody. And the second thing that kind of comes to mind is you want to make sure that you have decent tires. Like, I'm not going to say you need to have the best tires. I guarantee you tires are not going to save you. If there's no rubber, well, let's put it this way. If the rubber can't grip on the road, you're screwed. And it's not going to grip because it's all just one big sheet of ice. So it's going to have you sliding. So what is black ice going to do to you? It's pretty easy. You won't be able to stop. It makes forward acceleration a lot tougher, and it's hard to maintain full control of your car while driving in it. For example, let's say if the way I'm driving now, it's just like, you know, your typical summer day. It's like 40 or 45 degrees right now, but clearly there's no ice because it hasn't snowed, it hasn't rained, and it's not below freezing. So black ice is really something else. Because, like I said, it creeps up on you, and you just don't know when it's going to hit you. And then, boom, it's too late. It can be very sudden. So, that is always something you got to watch out for. Honestly, where was I? So yeah, so here's some more tips. So we already said easy acceleration and making sure that your brakes and your tires are in good shape, just in case. You can never be too safe, okay? So yes, I understand, even though you have brand new tires on your car, it still may not save you. So another thing that comes to mind is how hard do you accelerate? If you accelerate hard, you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to slide right into a ditch or to another vehicle and cause an accident. So very, very slow and easy acceleration would help you in black ice. Another thing that kind of comes to mind, what the fuck is all this shit? Looks like crack cocaine. Anyways, another thing that comes to mind is easy braking. You don't want to slam on your brakes because your brakes are going to lock up. Your ABS and traction control system is not going to help. Your tires have to have some kind of grip on the road to maintain stability of your car. When it's just a sheet of ice, your tires won't be able to grip anything. So, and here is some ideas that kind of comes to my mind on how to look for it. Okay? So, basically, when it comes to black ice, look at your car. Look at the top of your hood. Is it icy? That's an indicator. Ice crystals freezing to trees, flowers, whatever. Any kind of plantation that has ice crystals on it. And your car itself. So look for those little ice crystals. That, you know, those things that look like you can stab somebody with. Look for those. If you see a lot of that, especially, if you see a lot of that, especially in your side mirrors, left and right mirrors, if you see that, then you'll know that there's a good possibility of black ice. Where do they form on your car? Wherever wherever those raindrops, right? So those raindrops can make contact with a solid object and freeze it potentially. Like last year, I couldn't open my door, and my girlfriend at the time couldn't open her door handle, and we both ended up breaking the door handles, but the door was completely shut. Why is that? Because that liquid, that rain, has froze instantly the moment it touched the car. So what happens is basically is that ice crystallization has already taken effect on the vehicle, and the vehicle is now freezing over. So basically, just like the road, when it makes contact in its liquid form to a solid surface, it freezes instantly. And that happens when there's a warm mixture on the top air, and at the bottom it's cold. So like, let's say if it's cold now, or cold here, then that would mean it would be able to be black ice, or it could freeze onto any surface. So, black ice is definitely something you should take seriously, because I've seen a lot of property damage. I've seen fatal accidents. I live in an area that is very susceptible to ice. And ice is just something you don't want to mess with, especially when you're driving. Oh, sorry guys, I'm also running errands. I'm very tired, if you haven't noticed. It's changed. I'm still broke. So that's what black ice is. It's basically, you look at it like here's an easier way to explain it. It's like crystallization from water, and it's a form of ice that can form on roads, and you won't be able to see it. So, like like I said before, when you see it on your car, then you know, the little ice crystals or those little things that dangle. So when they just dangle down and, you know, whatever, then you know it's black ice. I am really at a loss of train for thought because how annoying this car can get. But basically, that's what black ice is. So if you have any questions on how it forms or anything, or actually I can tell that too, I got time. I still have another stop I gotta go to, okay? I had to run to a couple banks and drop off my paychecks as I've quit my last job over 40 miles north, or 25 miles north, depending on whether if I can take the toll or not. So basically, that is how this works. Is basically I forgot where I was going with this. Give me a minute. I'm sorry. I literally like woke up. I slept like all day, so I'm just like super tired. And I'm trying to explain like what black ice is, but like maybe this was just bad timing. But I'm gonna have to work on the overtime route tomorrow, in addition to working at a thrift store. So it could be very tiring. I'm not gonna lie about that with you guys. It's very tiring. But if you can get the basics down and everything, like, you know. So let's start this from the beginning. So black ice is caused when there's the perfect weather in the air, where there's the top layer could be, you know, the very top layer is warm air, and then below that is cold air, and then below that is more warm, moist air, and then your local temperature, which is on the ground, to about 5,000 or 6,000 feet, I believe, depending on the region. That's just average. Would be cold air as well. And that cold air must be below freezing. So I believe your below freezing point would be 30 degrees, 35 maybe. Somewhere, I feel it's either 30 or 35. But if it's below 35 degrees, assume that it is just one of those things. Let me see. Just assume that it might be some black ice on the road. Especially, like I said, pre-existing snow. If it rains, or a fresh coat of snow after being plowed. So, and I'll explain what all of those mean. So, like, if it rains, you know, it's your typical rainy day, whatever, and it's below freezing here, then assume that it can be black ice. You don't know what the temperatures are above you. You know, nobody knows that. But that's how black ice originally comes from, is multiple layers of warm and cold air. So when the moist air comes up, well, actually, when the moist air comes down and everything. So let's say at a certain altitude, whatever, it's a warm air, and then below that would be cold air, and below that, warm, moist air. I'm about to visit my people. So yeah, so basically that's what that is. It's multiple layers of warm, cold, and warm, moist air, and then its final touches below freezing. So it can form on your car, it can form on the roads, it can form on street signs, practically almost anything it touches. There's even a few rare cases I heard of it actually partially freezing a person. And the guy was, I think they had to get treated for, there's a term for it. It's like one of those really special cases of, let's just say that they became the next generation of Frosty the Snowman. But that's how that is. By the way, this is my beautiful 2010 Ford Focus. Nothing pretty about it. If you guys are kind of wondering about what kind of car I drive, I have multiple driving videos of this car. I don't show the company I drive for. I don't show any of the footage there. I don't record anything because when I have to drive at my job, it's not my car to, it's not my vehicle to do that in. And two, usually in the cockpit, I have multiple things I have to deal with. I'm thinking it must be a car accident. It scared the shit out of me. The fire truck like literally popped out of nowhere. I was like wondering like, why is everybody stopping? I was like deciding if I should brake or honk. And then that's when I saw the fire truck. I'm like, oh shit, I better stop my car. But I'm about to go ahead and talk to my people over at the Hampton Inn. Towards the airport. That's where I'm headed now. I haven't talked to them in a while. I mean, it's probably been like 2 or 3 months since I've seen him. So, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing my buddies again. My homegirl quit, so I can't go downtown and say hi to her. But on a good note, what I can do is I can message her on Facebook, and I'm gonna do that later. But I think that's all I have to cover with the black ice, because I'm starting to talk about other things as well. But there's some other things I would like to talk about too. I don't know if you guys are really going to give a shit about what I think, but it's my personal opinion. So please don't hate, no rude comments. So a lot of people are also kind of curious about my nationality. I'm part Filipino, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, which is part of Hispanic, but whatever. And I am also a quarter black, which is where I got the little frizzly little beard from, and how often I can get ghetto. So I guess it's all cool and all, but a lot of people were talking about my accent. Some of them was just curiosity. Others are like, you know, trash talk. I'm gonna tell you right now, like, you can talk shit all you want. And at the end of the day, I don't care, because I have people who love me. The fuck? So, okay. That was really weird. So apparently this guy got out of his van and he started running around his van, and then he got in his van. I was like, what the hell are you doing? I'm trying to look because it's like so dark there. Now, people love me. You know, Filipino people love me. Hispanics hate me. White, black people, they love me. I love everybody. And a lot of times these days, like, people pick on each other because of a race that they are. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't care. If you treat me like a human being, then we're cool. I can be friends with you and all that. The thing is, when you become an asshole or you start really acting like a dick, not that I'm trying to be offensive or anything, but I'm trying to be like dead honest. When you start acting like a dick, that's when I'm going to want to cut you off. Like, I'm not going to like you. And I get so much shit about it. Because people say, oh, you don't like me because I'm black, or you don't like me because I'm white. I'm like, it has nothing to do with race, honey. I have other black friends and other white friends. The reason why that I'm cutting you off is because you're an asshole. I don't want to deal with assholes. Now, there are certain races I wouldn't date, but I wouldn't hate them just because of their race. I just like, and some people think that I'm racist for that. I'm sorry, I have a preference. Like, I don't think I would mix very well with an Indian person because our views are going to be so different. And I'm just not into Asian women. That's me. I like my Latinas, I like my white chicks, I like my black chicks. And I like Filipinos. Filipino chicks too. But I'm just not interested in most, you know, well, not most, but like just a few of those kind of particular groups. But I wouldn't mind being friends with them, though. I just wouldn't want to date them, that's all. So if that's racist, I'm sorry. But I deserve to be who I want to be with. I'm not going to be rude to them because I'm just not interested into them. Because I wouldn't mind being friends with them. This is a really tight spot. Yep, so this is it. This car has so many miles, like, it's ridiculous. But it's been a sturdy car, even though little details like this. I mean, I could call this my little trucking car. This car got me to like 10 different states and never left me stranded. But I'm going to cut the video here because I'm about to talk to my friends over at this hotel I'm at. I'm not staying at a hotel. I'm only just talking to a few friends I know personally who work here. So, I'm out. You guys enjoy your day, night. And like I said, I love everybody. I just don't date certain people because of the differences. And that's just a personal preference. Because I have Indian friends, I have Pakistan friends, I friends with everybody. A lot of people on my Facebook too. So, I'm not judging you by anybody's country, ethnicity, or background, or anything like that. It's for the fact, it's their personality that I usually go for. If they have a terrible personality, I don't want to be friends with them. And I've cut people off because of that. But if you got a good heart, good personality, I'm all for you. You know, I don't mind hooking up, saying hi, or even hanging out. That'd be cool. But I don't want to be stuck in a situation where I truly dislike somebody. And I would really hate to give my number to somebody like that. You know what I mean? Because I just don't think it would be fair for me to do all that just to end up wasting my time at the end of the day. That's me. That's how I feel. But I'm going to get out of here, and I will talk to you guys later. Just comment if you have any questions, and I'll truthfully answer them. But let me know what you think about me being able to be friends with everybody, but not want to date certain, certain foreigners, so to speak. Does that make me a racist, or does that mean I just have a preference on who I want to date? Let me know what you think in the comments. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day, night, wherever you're from. And I'll see you next time. Whoops.